Tesla stock is up about 1% at the time of recording this video, and if we close up 1%, that's going to be the first time since December 27th. So we haven't even seen a 1% close in all of 2024 so far. The S&P 500 is indeed hitting a new all-time high today, but only up about a 1/10%. So Tesla is about 10x outperforming the S&P, which is quite different than what we're used to. And let's just be honest, actually exciting, because maybe Tesla stock indeed has found a bottom. That's really going to come down to whether or not Tesla starts to cut prices and if Tesla's growth does slow further than what most are expecting. But I'll tell you right now, expectations are pretty much at the floor. We are going to take a look at what Dan Ives, ARK Invest, and even some other unnotable individuals like Jim Cramer are saying about Tesla stock today. The narrative seems to be switching and changing, which could actually be to Tesla's benefit. Part of the reason for Tesla's bounce today is some people were expecting we could get an additional price cut on the Model 3 and or the Model Y in the US, and as Gary Black says, there was no Tesla US price cuts last night. Dan Ives says yesterday was a dark day for Tesla and us, but this is not the end. It's about the next chapter and how Musk and Tesla move forward at this historical moment. Here is a list of 10 things Dan Ives says for Musk to do to turn Tesla stock around. Number 1, announce a $10 billion share buyback with roughly $30 billion of cash on hand. Walk the walk, not just talk the talk, and show confidence to investors. Number 2, creating an X holding structure that will include AI initiatives, Dojo, Optimus, FSD, and give Musk more control and could get him to 25% voting level. Number 3, stop the price cuts now and maintain margin leverage over other auto players. Number 4, hold an AI day before the summer timeframe so investors can better understand the goals for Dojo, Optimus, and FSD. Number 5, get outside capital for X/Twitter with assurances of no more Musk stock sales. Number 6, new comp package with a proxy to lock in Musk as CEO through 2030, along with settling Delaware legal issue, holding things up. 7, hittable production/delivery timeline for the Model 2 and sub $30,000 vehicle in 2025. 8, with former Zach as the CFO, gone conference calls have now been horror shows. Return to formal guidance and goalposts and make messaging clear on the calls. Number 9, do aggressive AI acquisition spree and bring in outside capital to bring out the AI component of Tesla. $30 billion of cash to fund deals. Number 10, give long-term targets around AI revenue to the Tesla ecosystem. We believe Tesla could be the biggest AI company in the world around FSD, autonomous, Dojo, Optimus, and the robotaxi. Give this key AI framework to the street and investors. Generally, I think all of this makes a lot of sense. ARK Invest says they will release their updated Tesla price target in a few months. It'll be a 2028 price target according to Tasha with ARK Invest.
Output will be less in 2024 from a growth perspective. Does that worry you?
Yeah, well, you said it. We're really focused on the long term here at ARK Invest, which really you should be for a disruptive name like Tesla. So, they did mention, yes, production growth for this coming year will be slower. They are focused on this next generation vehicle platform, and they're attributing, the part of the cautiousness on production to that. And overall, that's a great thing, right? As well as anyone, that I'm excited about the robotaxi opportunity. So the fact that they're building a custom robotaxi vehicle is really exciting and shows their confidence and their autonomous capability. We have FSD 12, their latest version of the autonomous technology software in the car, rolling out to customers. That again shows confidence in their capability. We also heard that Optimus might begin shipping next year. So I think Tesla is this behemoth in the AI space. It's going to be one of the greatest AI opportunities of our time. And I think to ignore that is frankly wrong when thinking about the stock. So I'm excited about it.
So just judging on what I've heard from analysts that cover Tesla so far since Tesla's earnings, which were just yesterday, the earnings call and all of that, the 13% drop we've seen in Tesla stock, the disaster show that was yesterday, it seems like investors are starting to think more about the longer term than the short term. Our markets have gotten so focused on next quarter and the quarter after that and the quarter after that. We're not thinking about 8, 9, 10, 15 quarters from now. That's precisely why Tesla stock ever hit $400+ per share. At that moment in time, back in 2021, it was not about the next quarter. Investors were valuing Tesla on the long-term basis. Now that the outlook is starting to shift, this could actually set Tesla stock up in an optimal position when you actually start to get good news, higher growth expectations, better profitability, better earnings. Yeah, I'm pretty dang excited for what could be coming next, especially considering Tesla stock is $185 per share. And yeah, we might not get another opportunity to buy Tesla stock at these prices unless we go into a recession. And let me just tell you, as of right now, that's not looking that likely. We did get economic data that came out today. Personal spending was the big highlighter here. You were expecting 0.4% month over month. We actually came in at 0.7%, almost 100% higher than the expectation. 0.7% is, just so we're 100% accurate on this, that is a annualized run rate of 8.4%. 70 to 73% of the economy is personal spending, is consumers spending money. So that's what keeps you in or out of a recession, is are people spending money. That's why Japan's stock market was doing nothing for like 40 years, because people were so used to saving money. There was never any inflation. There was never any real growth in the Japan economy because of that factor. That's different than the US economy, and that's why the US economy has done so well over time. And yeah, 8.4% annualized spending data, that is very high for a good year and especially a bad year. We also had personal income that came out today in line with expectations. Expectation was a gain month over month of 0.3%. That's exactly what it came out as, 0.3%. Core PC price index month over month was expected to come in at 0.2% of a gain month over month, and you came in exactly that, at 0.2% month over month. That still is higher than last month's gain of 0.1%, but all things considered, I mean, look at the cost of freight since October, November. It's up 400%. I would say that's a positive as of right now. If you do start to see more inflationary pressures, though, I think is the real question based on this Red Sea situation. Do companies take the margin hit, or do they have the pricing power to pass that on to consumers? 10-year Treasury yields are basically flat on the day today, up about a third of 1 point, so really nothing to speak of here. You do want to be watching the 10-2-year yield curve inversion. You're only inverted 14 basis points now, and the uninversion of that could actually happen this upcoming week, and we'll discuss that in the next video. That will be a very important video. You do not want to miss it. What was also pretty encouraging today, and we'll touch on this more in the next video that comes out at 8 p.m., was pending home sales. So pending home sales year over year came in at 1.3% positive. This is not that impressive considering last January you were down 24.1%. So on a year-over-year basis, that's a very easy comp. You don't have to see a big gain if you were down 24.1% last year, okay? So that's not as impressive. What is impressive is the month-over-month gain. Now, the month-over-month gain, wow, nobody was expecting this. The estimate was 0.7% positive month over month for pending home sales. You came in at 8.3%. Now, month over month, the last month was only negative 0.3%. So that is a huge boost. Normally, you do see this in January. Last January, you were also up 8.1% month over month. So we'll see if this does continue, but I think housing is really an underrated potential source of stimulus, if you will. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars in the average person's home as equity value. When people are able to sell their home and get a new house, they're going to see a lot of money hit their bank account, and that is going to be very stimulative for the broader economy. So believe it or not, housing is one of the things you want to watch pretty carefully if you think we are heading into a recession or if you are in the soft landing camp. And this data to me suggests a soft landing is, well, more likely today than it was yesterday. The percentage of stocks above their 50-day moving average is at 66.1%, which is quite lower than where you were around December 27th, the highest point, believe that or not. That was the last time Tesla had a 1% positive day. 86% of stocks were above their 50-day moving average. So especially heading into next week with earnings and the Fed and a bunch of economic data, that could be a make it or break it kind of moment for our markets that are hitting new all-time highs. Either your average stock likely catches up to the markets, or your big tech that is holding the markets up and continuing to allow markets to go higher, well, probably comes down a bit. Now let's get into all of your specific Tesla stock breaking news today. It appears Edward Jones has downgraded Tesla to a hold from previously being a buy. And we have another day, another misleading headline. Tesla to recall 200,000 vehicles in the US to fix a rear view glitch, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Association. But this is again just an over-the-air software update. Former Top Gear presenter James May just bought a new Tesla Model 3. He sold his older Model S. He has about 6 million followers across all social sites, so this should be some pretty good free advertising for Tesla. It also appears that Cybertrucks are starting to arrive in Tesla China stores. The Volkswagen ID4 now qualifies for the full $7,500 federal EV point of sale credit in the US. Tesla has donated $600,000 to P-Tech Manufacturing Studio in the new Del Valley International School District's Early College High School and P-Tech facility. And just so you know, a fully loaded Porsche Macan electric car can cost over $163,000. According to RenewEconomy.com, battery storage is now confirmed as the dominant player in the provision of key services to the grid, as batteries and demand management nudge out fossil fuel generators from one of the more lucrative sections of the electricity market. And spotted today at Lathrop, 326 Tesla Megapacks worth over $500 million. Tesla's energy generation and storage business profits nearly quadrupled in 2023. Revenue was $6 billion last year. GM's Cruise confirms a DOJ investigation of driverless car incident. Cruise on Thursday said it is cooperating with the Justice Department and SEC, among other state and federal agencies, examining the company's handling of the incident. Gary Black says, let's be honest, most Wall Street analysts are used to being spoon-fed, and most CEOs hate providing guidance. They do it because their competitors do it. Tesla not providing guidance just means Wall Street has to do its own research, which is how it should be anyway. And think about it like this. Tesla not providing guidance really doesn't mean much, especially for Tesla. Margins should stay around the same, if not improve, based on cost reductions for any given quarter, as long as Tesla does not cut prices. You can look at things like the dollar. We do that tracking DXY. We'll look at that right now. If the dollar goes lower, Tesla should bring in more money in foreign currencies, right? And then we get weekly insurance registration numbers out of China, and we get sometimes daily numbers out of Europe. So in all reality, it's really not hard to track Tesla's numbers. Here on the day today, you have seen 434 orders from hedge funds and institutions in Tesla options, totaling $87.54 million and a positive order value of 40%. To the call side, you have volume of 46.65%, and to the put side, you have volume of 53.35%. Tesla's short interest currently stands at an estimated 2.92%, with almost $15 billion worth of short positions. This is down quite a bit from where we were late December, around $22 billion, and that's because the value of Tesla stock has fallen quite a bit. In fact, Tesla stock is down about 30.5% just since the start of this year. Tesla's Google trend activity for the entire Tesla lineup is falling at least a little bit here today for the Model 3 and the Model Y. The Cybertruck and the Model X staying at roughly the same as where they were previously. You are seeing another uptick in the Model Y inventory. Now you are at by far a 12-month high. Model S, X, and Model 3 inventories, well, really not doing much of anything at very low levels overall. And Tesla continues to run about 400 different ads globally. I don't expect this number will change all too much, but if it does, we'll keep you guys posted. USO is down 1.33% today, so that is a positive. The dollar, as we were previously just mentioning, tracking this using DXY, when the dollar goes lower, just so you guys know this forever, when the dollar goes lower, that's always going to be good for multinationals, for companies like a Tesla that do business in foreign currencies. Take note of the Roni Rona right here. What happened after the Roni Rona? The dollar weakened. Now, when somebody says weaken, you might think that's bad. But when the dollar falls, that's actually very good because you take foreign currencies that are strong and a fixed asset price like an iPhone that's $1,000. It doesn't fluctuate based on what foreign currencies are doing, right? It stays the same. Well, when you bring in $1,000 of foreign currencies equivalent in USD, and it's a strong currency, you bring that back to USD, you could get more than $1,000 back. That's in a nutshell how it works. Same is true for Tesla. So no wonder markets did so well in 2020 and 2021. Look at the dollar. It was down like 20%. No wonder stocks did so poorly in 2022. The dollar went crazy as the Fed was raising rates. 2023, well, the dollar fell, so 2023 was a good year. So far to start 2024, the dollar has been almost straight up. Today, you're down about 0.22%, but this would explain why a lot of small mid-cap stocks, average stocks besides Magnificent 7 stocks, have not been doing so well in 2024, Tesla included. Gold is down about 0.1% as well today. Gold is kind of just holding at the higher end range, still in a pretty bullish overall uptrend, although you did break the previous uptrend. I still want to see gold fall more from here. Gold is seen as really a safe haven asset, a hedge if things were to get bad. So gold being up here is not exactly great, but it's not super troubling at the same time, at least right now. Last, but certainly not least, Jim Cramer just said he's kicking Tesla out as a member of the Magnificent 7. This was yesterday and, well, the day after Tesla stocks up about 1%. As I mentioned previously, $180 per share is likely to be a short-term bottom. We see the massive outperformance of Tesla stock today, but if markets are weak next week, well, that could also bring a little bit more weakness for Tesla. But when you look at certain things like the RSI being at 19.25, it is one of the most oversold levels it has ever been. You are just as oversold now as you were back in late December, early January 2023, when Elon was selling billions of dollars of stock to buy Twitter. And people thought Elon wasn't even like controlling the company. Right? Just to put that into perspective, you are that oversold right now. Just because Tesla didn't provide a formal official guidance and earnings were actually pretty dang good, Tesla's balance sheet is off the chain, just sexy. Can we call the balance sheet sexy? I think we can. I think it's pretty appropriate, all things considered. Should Tesla stock be this oversold? Arguably, probably not. And I think that is why Tesla stock is bouncing here today. So let me know what you think about this information down below in the comment section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time as well, check out that link down below in the description of this video. We did make a trade on SMCI earnings coming next week. That is the high flyer microchip stock that is the biggest component of the Russell 2000, that is up 70% year to date, going from $30 in 2022 to $470 today. I think that one could be a pretty exciting trade. If you want to see it, all you got to do is check out the link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your day. My name is Michael Tyler, and as always, you guessed it, I will see you in the next one.